Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please. I'll upload both notes Saturday. Don't worry. Yeah. Today's our topic is batch processing. Today our topic is what? Batch processing. Also called as batch updation. This is also called as batch updation. Now let's see now. What is this? Suppose I want to send three queries to database software. I want to send three queries to database software. Now tell me guys, I want to send, I send three queries to database software. Are you getting my point there or not? Okay. When you send three queries to database software, how many times the network will be utilized, guys? How much time the network will be utilized? Three times network will be utilized to send the queries, and other three times network will be used to gather the results. Okay, but I don't want to use network for three times. I want to use network for one time to send all the three queries to database software, and network for another one time to bring the result back to Java application from database software. To bring the result back to Java application from database software. Everyone getting my point there or not? Batch processing or batch updation. This is what I'm trying to talk. Let's see that. Let's see that, guys. Batch processing or batch updation. Okay. Yeah. In order to send in order to send three queries to database software, so far we are using network for three times. Network for three times. Instead of that, if we can put them in the batch, instead of that, if we can put them in the batch, if we can put them in the batch, then we can send and execute them. We can send and execute them in database software by using network only for one time. Only for one time. See, boss, there are 200 students, guys. Instead of teaching advanced Java separately each student, what I am doing, I'm clubbing them as a single batch. I'm delivering advanced Java for one time, but it is received by 200 people. So indirectly, I'm doing batch processing. Na? Use your common sense. Indirectly, I'm using batch processing only now, guys. Did you notice it? Did you realize it? Literally, solidly, using what? Network only for one time. I'm delivering my energy only for one time. I'm using my energy only for one time, but it is reached to 200 students. So teaching advanced Java 200 times is easier. But teaching advanced Java for one time for all 200 students is easier. Second option is always easy, right? The same concept here. Okay, the same concept here. Okay, boss. Is a Java application. Here is what database software. Database software, right? This is my query one. This is my query two. This is my query three. Query one, query two, query three. SQL query one, SQL query two, SQL query three. Query one, query two, query three. Tell me here how many times the network will be utilized. Here the network will be utilized three times. Okay. Here the network will be used three times. Three times. Right. Same thing, guys. Here is my Java application. Here is my database software. Here is again my database software. Here is again my database software. Cool, guys. Okay. Network is used only for one time. Network is used only for one time, as usually same. But I'm sending batch of queries here. Query one, query two, query three. Total how many queries are there, guys? Three queries are there. Query one, query two, query three. Total three queries are there. Here is my Java application, guys. Here is my Java application. Here is my database software. Right, Java application is sending batch, keeping three queries in a batch and sending that batch to database software. So here, tell me, boss. Here, network is used for one time to send three queries to the database software by keeping them in a batch. Okay. Since the queries are added to batch, since the queries are added to batch, the queries are added to a batch, the network will be used only for one time. only for one time to send all the three queries to database software in a batch. To send all the three queries to database software in a batch. Everyone getting my point there or not? Right. Yeah, here is my Java application. This is for database software. This is another one. Since the queries are added to batch, to the batch of the network, to the batch, the network will be used here, comma. The network will be used only for one time to send all the queries to database software in a batch. I think you are understanding benefit here, guys. Here network three times, here network for one time. Did you notice it? Okay, right. How to do that work, sir? Listen carefully. How to do that work? Yeah, tell me, guys. To the batch of batch processing, we can execute only non-select queries. Non-select queries are also called update operations. Why, sir? When you insert that record, indirectly we are adding record. Adding record is also updating table. Updation is modify. And by adding record, we are updating table. When you delete the query, when you delete the record, again you are deleting record. Deleting also some kind of modification. Deleting also some kind of modification. Getting my point? Next. Deleting also some kind of modification. After that, what next? After that, what next? Come on, I want reply. Okay, anyhow, update query will modify the record. Update query anyhow will modify the record. So that's why to the batch of batch processing, we can add only non-select queries. That's the reason this batch processing is technically called as batch updation, because non-select queries are also called as update queries. Update queries, that's a batch updation. Why we cannot add select query? I will explain that later. Keep that aside. Keep that aside. Okay. To the batch of batch processing, to the batch of batch processing, we cannot add non-select SQL queries. To the batch of batch processing, we cannot add non-select, sorry, select SQL queries. Select SQL queries. So this is, it is also called as batch updation or batch processing. This is also called as batch updation or batch processing. Batch updation, batch processing. Listen, to perform batch processing or batch updation. Yes, guys. Next one. Yeah. Create statement object. Right now I'm telling this one using simple statement object, guys. Right now I'm telling this model using simple statement object. Create statement object. Super. Tell me, statement st is equal to con dot create statement. I created statement object. Cool guys. Next, number two. Add SQL queries to the batch. Add SQL queries to the batch. Super. Next, tell me here. st dot add batch. st dot add batch. Come on, you have to add the queries, whatever query. Okay, but only non-select queries. There is no question of adding select queries, right? So the queries may belongs to same table or different table. Those queries may belongs to same table or in different table. Insert into student values 101 Raja Hyderabad. Average is 68.77 F. Okay. st dot add batch. Super guys. Next one. st dot add batch. I'm directing one more update query. What query guys? Update. Update student set SADD is equal to Hyderabad where SADD is equal to Hyderabad where SNO greater than or equal to 100. One update query also I have taken. Delete from student where 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 SADD is equal to Delhi. SADD is equal to Delhi. Okay, boss. Like this, we can add any number of non-select queries to the batch. Any number of, we can not just select queries, we can add any number of non-select queries to the batch. Are you getting my point there, guys? Super. Like this, we can add any number of non-select queries. Like this, we can add any number of non-select SQL queries to the batch. Okay. Belonging to, either belonging to, either belonging to same DB table or different DB tables. Either belonging to same DB table or different DB tables. Come on guys, are you with me? Either belonging to same DB table or different DB tables. Cool guys. Fine. Here create statement object done. Add SQL queries to the batch done. So now we have to go for execute batch guys. We have to think about execute batch. Execute the batch. Super. Now tell me here. Into result array is equal to execute batch. Into result array is equal to execute batch. Sir, this time method is different. Did you notice it? It is not execute query or execute update. It is execute batch. Sir, why it is written int array? Why written int array? Array, this query separate numeric value. This query separate numeric value. This query separate numeric value. Come on. When this query executed, successfully inserted 1. This query updated 3 records, 3. This query deleted 1 record, 1. No records, 0. So three numeric values should come together. Three numeric values should come together means what? Either collection or array. So they have given array as the return type. They have given array as the return type. If you look at this one, this is my result array, guys. This is my result array. One here, two here, three here. One is what? Come on. One here, two here, three here. This is my 0th one. This is my first one. This is my second one. Okay, first record has successfully done. Second record has what? Updated 10 records. Third record has updated one record. That's fine. This is my 0th element. This is my first element. This is my second element. Okay, no records are updated. It will maintain 0 only. It will maintain 0 only. Right. No. Execute batch. Returns the result. Represents. Represents the array of numeric values. Represents the array of numeric values indicating the number of records that are affected. The number of records that are affected for each non-select query of for each non-select SQL query of database software. So this is my result array. This is my result array. Int sum is equal to 0. Into sum is equal to 0. Come on, guys. Into I is equal to 0. I less than result dot length plus I. Sum is equal to sum plus result of I. Sum is equal to sum plus result of I. Is that clear, guys? Come on. Sum is equal to sum plus result of I. Sum is equal to sum plus result of I. Sum is equal to sum plus result of I. Is that clear, guys? Are you understanding my statement? Okay. Int I is equal to 0, this one. Then tell me what happens. Here 1 plus 10 plus 0, 11 will come. Come on. SOP sum means you will get 11. SOP sum gives 11, indicating 11 records are independent. Indicating 11 number of records are affected. Come on. It simply indicates how many records are affected, guys. 11 number of records are affected. How many? 11 number of records are affected. Clear, boss? Everyone clear on this point or not? Everyone very much clear on this point or not? Come on. So we are executing the batch. Create statement object. This is number one, right? Add SQL queries to the batch. Number two, execute the batch. Number three, st.execute batch. This is number. Everyone got the clarity there or not there? Come on. Fine. So this is about the whole process. So now let's, but one more small thing, guys. Suppose this query execution is failed. That's why zero records are affected. Does it affect remaining two queries execution? No. By default, the queries of batch will not execute by applying do everything or nothing principle. Will not execute by applying do everything or nothing principle. Understanding my statement? Do everything or nothing principle. What do you say, guys? Do everything or nothing principle. That means success or failure of one query execution does not affect other query execution. No, sir, I want to bring that effect. To bring that effect, you have to go for separate concept called transaction management. You have to implement separate concept called transaction management. I will introduce that one later. That's a point number one. Point number two, sir, why we cannot add select queries to the batch? Listen. Select query gives result set object. Can I fit result set object in the int array? Can we fit result set object in the int array? No. Are execute batch method returning int array, na guys? So this is the reason why we cannot add a select query to the batch. Execute batch method returns what? Int array. Execute batch method returns what? Int array. Are you understanding my statement? So in the int array, we cannot keep what? Result set object. Because any select query execution, we will get result set object or not. We will definitely get result set object or not. I want reply, boss. Yes, guys. Now let's see now. Note. The success or failure of one SQL query execution. The success or failure of one SQL query execution in the batch does not affect other SQL query execution. Other SQL execution. In order to execute the queries of batch, by enabling do everything or nothing principle. Do everything or nothing principle. Then go for batch processing support. Then go for transaction, batch processing or updation with transaction management support. With what support, guys? Transaction management support. Simply with which support, guys? Transaction management support. The success or failure of one SQL query execution in the batch does not affect other SQL query execution. In order to execute the SQL queries of batch by enabling do everything or nothing principle, then go for batch processing, then go for with transaction management support. Right. Next one. Another question. Why we cannot add select queries to the select SQL queries to the batch? Queries to the batch. Why we cannot add a select SQL queries to the batch? Answer. Come on. Are you with me? Why we cannot add? I understood. Yes. The the execute batch method returns interarray, which can hold only numeric values, which can hold only numeric values. Come on. Whereas the select SQL query gives a result set object which cannot be interarray, which cannot be placed into interarray. So we can, which cannot be placed into interarray. So select SQL queries are not allowed in batch process. Select SQL queries are not allowed in batch process. Fine. Okay. One more question is there in the interview room, guys. What is that you know? Okay. What are the different execute triplex methods that are there in the JDBC programming? Explain different execute methods. Explain different execute methods of JDBC programming. Explain different execute methods of JDBC programming. Okay. Tell me here to execute non-select SQL queries. To execute non-select SQL queries. Yes, we are having what methods, guys? Into result is equal to ps dot execute update. 1 minute. We have two methods, guys. One is what? Execute update. Execute update. Other one is execute large update. Yeah. Returns int, guys. This returns long. Array, if query is manipulating, if query is modifying, query is deleting uh, 10 crore records at a time, 15 crore records at a time, long number is required. Right, 10 crore, 15 crores cannot be stored in the integer range. A big number is required. Come on, that time long return type. Execute large update. Execute large update. One is execute update, other one is what? Execute large update. Comfortable with me? Right. Next, to execute select SQL query. To execute select SQL query. Tell me. Execute query. What is gives? Returns. result set object, nothing but rs object. Fine guys, see, see, to execute both select and non-select SQL queries, we have execute method returns boolean. Execute method returns boolean. Come on guys. Next. Okay. We can use same thing, returns boolean, to call PL/SQL procedures and functions. To call PL/SQL procedures and functions. To call PL/SQL procedures and functions. Come on. To simply call PL/SQL procedures and functions. Are you understanding my statement? Okay. Okay. Tell me what is the method we are having? Execute only, guys. This also returns boolean. Array execute keys can be used in multiple angles. One is to execute both select and SQL queries, and other one is what? To call PL/SQL procedures and functions, guys. It can be used in both angles, multiple angle. That is what I'm trying to say, nothing else. Next, E for batch processing. For batch processing or updation. For batch processing or updation, come on. Execute batch returns what? Inter. If I have a gut feeling says there should be execute large batch, let me say. Execute large batch is there or not there, I want to check. Statement interface docs. Java.sql.statement interface docs methods. Execute batch is there. Execute batch is there. That's it, guys. We don't have execute large batch. Okay. In future they may give, as of now not there. See, execute update, execute update, execute update. And you will see something like execute large update also. Maybe it's a old version. You search in the new version, Java 8 onwards, you observe. Yes, yes, yes. See, execute large batch is there. Execute large update is also there. Execute large batch is there. Execute large update is also there. Okay. Execute large batch. Returns longer array. Execute batch returns inter array. Execute large batch returns longer. Execute large batch returns longer array. Execute batch returns inter array. Everyone getting my point? Come on, come on. Are you with me? Come on, guys. Yes. Here is my inter array. Execute, execute, execute update. Superna, these are the various execute methods we are having, guys. Various, but large updates are introduced from, these large updates are introduced from Java 8. And nothing has big return values. Java 8. This is also introduced from Java 8. That's it. Nothing great. Fine. So now about different execute methods. Now let me show batch processing practically. Let me show batch processing practically. I'll come to my workspace, NTAJ, what is this? 914. NTHB 914. NTAJ 114 and NTAJ 914. What is this one? 114 is our batch code. result, okay, I think anyhow null will not be there. Process 0. Tell me next, what is the story? For I is equal to, into I is equal to 0, I less than result dot length plus I plus I. Sum is equal to sum plus result of I. Sum is equal to sum plus result of I. Tell me, sys out number of records affected, number of records that are affected, number of records that are affected are plus sum. End of the if condition. End of the if condition. Number of records that are affected are plus sum. Come on, guys. So adding queries to the batch, executing the batch, sum we are getting, if condition, try one, try two, batch updation test. What test, guys? Batch updation test. Click on it. Java application. Error occurred. Unique constraint. I will explain the problem. Maybe in the student table, 101 record might be there already. Student table is already having 101 record. Yes. That's why it is worried. Okay, I'll make this record as 1011 record. Refresh. Okay. Okay. First of all, I want to see all success, guys. All success. I want to see all success. Okay. 101 will be inserted successfully. Okay, that's cool. Next, above 1000, how many are there? One, two, two are there. Two are there, this and this, two above 1000. So two record updated. One record is there, not there. We'll okay. Number 5, Rajesh. What is this? Delhi. Okay, 56.77. Refresh. What happened? 5. So one record will be deleted now, guys. When I go for sum of elements, what happened? Two records updation, one record deletion. Total 4 records are affected. So the sum value should be 4. The sum value should be 4. Getting my point there. Right click, run on Java application. Number of records that are affected is 4. See this? New York two times, 101 record came 3, and fifth record got deleted. So number of records that are affected is 3. Everything is now success. Now observe very carefully. I'm saying insert query doing 103 record insertion, updating to New York 1. Okay, less than 10 record is not there. That means third query is going to fail. Third query is going to fail, but that is going to affect default batch processing does not perform. Okay, transaction management, nothing but do everything or nothing principle based execution. Do everything or nothing. Do everything or nothing principles based execution. It does not do. It does not do such kind of execution. Understanding my statement or not? Okay, guys. No, I want that effect. I want that effect. Then what should I do? If you are looking for that effect, if you are looking for that effect, definitely you have to go for what? transaction management by writing additional logic on the top of batch processing. So right now you observe guys, right now you run this application. 103 record is executed. 103 is inserted. New York 1 has come, but fifth record is not there to delete, but still remaining queries execution is committed or not. Committed or not committed? Come on. No, sir, I want to bring that effect. If you are looking to bring that effect, you have to think about going for batch updation support. Batch updation test.java. Batch updation test.java. Are we understanding my statement? Is that clear? Is that clear? Come on, guys. Okay, boss. Yes. No, let if you are looking to execute batch of queries by applying do everything or nothing principle, do everything or nothing principle, then we need to go for, come on, then we need to go for, then we seriously need to go for what support, guys? Transaction management. Transaction management. What is transaction? Listen, we can write officially transaction as TX. It is not my creation, it is official. TX means a transaction. Listen, the process of combining related operations into single unit and executing them by applying do everything or nothing principle is called transaction management. You have to combine related operation into single unit, and we need to execute them by applying do everything or nothing principle. If complete everything in that work. Otherwise, don't complete anything. That is the meaning. Where it is required, sir. You take a transfer money. It's a combination of two operations: withdraw from source account, deposit into destination account. So if it both should happen smoothly. If something failed in the middle, previous operation also should be rolled back. Previous persistence operation related to the transaction also should be rolled back. Everyone got the clarity, guys? Next, employee registration. Whenever you joined in the company, his record should be inserted in finance table, also in HR table. Because if it is inserted in HR table, HR department will assign task to people, right? The HR department will assign task to the people. If it is inserted in finance table, month end salary will come. Otherwise, it is inserted HR, work is coming, month end salary is not coming. Inserted in finance table, salary is coming, but work is not coming. Both are not good, guys. Both are really, really not good. Both are waste of time. Both are bad. Both are really, really bad. Understanding my statement, guys? Click on the top of batch processing in order to bring the effect of transaction management. Understanding my statement, guys? Okay, fine. The process of combining related operations into single unit and executing them, do everything or nothing principle. Principle is called transaction management. With the source account, B, deposit amount into destination account. A, withdraw amount from source account. B, deposit amount into destination account. Deposit amount into destination account. Are you comfortable, guys? Okay. Yes. Both should execute with do everything or nothing principle. Both should execute with do everything or nothing principle. Yes, guys. Next one, employee registration. Employee registration contains A. Are you there? Insert record into HRDB table. B. Insert record into finance DB table. Finance DB. Okay. Right. Here also I will say same thing. Both should execute, do everything or nothing principle. How to do that work? Okay. Note. Batch processing. Okay. Does not do transaction management by default. We need to write additional logics additional logics for that additional logic for that, having three operations. A, begin transaction. You have to begin the transaction. Next, execute logics. Batch batch or normal, whatever is. You have to execute batch logics. Next, commit or rollback transaction. If everything goes smoothly, commit it. If something goes wrong, roll back it. Let's see what I'm doing. First, I'm beginning transaction. Begin transaction. Tell me. Con dot set auto commit false. Con dot set auto commit false. So now onwards what? Now onwards commit comes to my role. So far what happened? Query gone, executed in the database software, committed automatically. I hope you are understanding my point. Committed, you ask, you don't ask, it is committed. Now, no, we are disabling auto commit mode. We are disabling. We want to get that into our control. So for 5 onwards, I want to get them into my control. Con dot set auto commit false. Next one, execute the logic. Execute the logics by keeping in the bench. Execute the logics or queries by keeping in the bench. Execute the logic by keeping in the bench. Okay. So let us assume same queries might be there. Who knows? Execute the logic by keeping in the bench. Statement st is equal to con dot create statement. I created statement object. Okay. Next, execute the batch. Into result array. Okay, guys. Into result array is equal to st dot. Super. Next, perform transaction management. Perform transaction management. Now let's see. Let's see now. Boolean flag is equal to false. Boolean flag is equal to false. Okay. For into I is equal to 0. I less than result dot length plus I. I is equal to I less than result dot length. If result of I any element is 0, what I'm going to do? If any element is 0, what I'm going to do? Yes, simply flag is equal to true. Then flag is equal to true, break. Sir, why should I break the loop? Break breaks the loop or breaks the if condition. Check it out. Break the loop, breaks the